I am an expert at text message selling. 95% of what we do is through text or instant messaging. We set appointments that way. Rule number 5 in the book is stop texting and start calling. We're light in that department. Now we're going to fix it. We're getting better. Right.
Yeah.
And I have people all the time say, Billy, will you handle my BDC for me? I think I have about 2 dealers that force me to do it. And I said, we're not going to do a good job at the calling and we're not going to log into your CRM. We're going to do it through DigiNinja, which, pretty soon that'll make it a lot easier, and it'll be very easy for me to help them. But we're light in that department. So let's talk about the dealer. And by the way, Anthony is an expert at the BDC. So let's get some definitions first. You have a BDC, that's a business development center.
Yes.
Inside most dealerships, I would say most, probably, you could correct me if I'm wrong, most dealerships have some form of BDC.
Yeah.
In that BDC, that is where all the texting, emails, phone calls, follow-up, CRM, which is the customer relations manager tool that the dealer uses. That's where all that happens. And if you have the right system and you have the right people in place, then you are developing future business. Am I right when I'm defining a BDC?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So tell us what most people get wrong when let's talk about dealers. What do dealers get wrong, and does it affect their money? I'm sure it does.
Yeah. Okay. So most dealers, what they do is they fail to realize how important the department is inside that dealership. It's the heartbeat, honestly. And more every day, it's becoming a bigger heartbeat. And I think they just lack the ability to put the proper focus in on that department and the proper training, because honestly, 99% of people are going online before they even step foot in your dealership. Yeah. And what I call this, honestly, is it's called a race to the relationship. When somebody submits a lead online through TrueCar or through your website or through social media, there's usually about a 45 to 90 day buying cycle. So you got about 45 to 90 days to capture that person into a sale. Most people are going to buy within the first days. Dealerships start to fall off after the first 14 days. They have short-term vision. It's hard for them to have a long-term vision. And I tell them, I say, listen, if you want to be successful, you got to treat this like you're a farmer or like you're playing golf. You would never play golf with just your putter. You need your irons and you need your driver so you can hit those long shots. And if you're a farmer, you have all different types of crops that come to fruition at all different types of times. And this depends on sunlight and water. And same thing with people. Honestly, people are going online. That's the first impression of your dealership. The second impression is how you engage them. And you have to stop sounding like all the dealers sound on the phone, and you have to start identifying how you can help them buy a vehicle instead of trying to sell them a vehicle. So the first thing I teach people is I say, dealers, focus in on your business development center. Realize it should be a mindset and not a department in the first place. But put all your resources into developing your customers. And setting an appointment today is not the only way to win. If I can get them to stop shopping my competition and get them to love me and earn their trust, I'm going to get them when they're ready to fall out of the funnel. I can push them out of the funnel faster, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to capture them first, impress them, identify what they need, and then over deliver. Okay.
All right. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, this is a learning opportunity for me. Okay. So what we focus on here, and I do want to talk about the dealers, but right now I'm being selfish. I want to help myself right now.
Good.
So that's going to help dealers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I focus on the 80% of the activities going on online, and we perfect the tech side of it. Okay. And so we're guilty of focusing on that 14 days. Actually, we're focused on 7 days. We do 99% of our revenue comes from 7-day events.
I believe that.
So we have to focus, we have to focus on those 7 days.
That's a big chunk.
Yeah. So, but I have dealers who've been with me now for over 2 years, and I owe it to them to, give them not just the events, but to make them the most effective dealer possible. So in my opinion, the dealership of the future, everybody in there is going to be a BDC agent.
Agreed.
Okay. All right. And I use BDC incorrectly. Sometimes I tell these guys because a lot of the guys I've hired, they have little to no car experience. Now we have some.
That's even better.
Yeah, we have some super talented leaders that have been managers, of many dealerships in here. They're the team leaders and they're the sales managers primarily. But anyway, I just tell them, we're a BDC. We're not really a BDC. We don't develop the business. We're an internet department. You know what I mean? So we're the first line, the first response. We do chat, and we do chat better than everybody else. Most people are really bad at chat. And then of course we do our Facebook events. Now, the dealers that I'm doing a BDC for, that I'm responsible for their BDC. Here's the problem I have with it. It's basically the CRM.
Yeah.
And there's so many tasks, it seems to me, that are useless. It's like, so because they're not focused on it and the dealers don't understand it. So I'm talking to somebody who does understand it. When my guys is any of our BDC people in here right now that's on BDC? We got anybody on BDC right now? Okay. So when my guys log in to start handling leads, they're just hit with all these silliness. So what's the easiest way to streamline it and fix the process?
I got you. Okay. So tasks, we don't want to use a CRM to inundate us full of a bunch of tasks that become unnecessary, because most of the time you're going to log in, and like you said, they're going to log in and they're going to see all these tasks, and it deflates them right away before they even start the day. Like, oh my God, I got 9,000 tasks that are due. I would rather put things into folders or compartments and then work out of compartments. So what I like to do is I like to work by status or by buckets, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So I create different statuses for working. So when a new lead comes in, I'm going to mark it in a certain way. A new lead comes in, as soon as I engage it, I'm going to mark it working. If they pick up, I'm going to change the status to customer engaged if they don't set the appointment. And if there's somebody that is in the market, just not ready to set the appointment, maybe needs some information or a video sent over, I'm going to turn them into a hot lead. Because when I have my BDC, for instance, when they come in to work their day, I don't want them to worry about their tasks. I want them to go through a series of progressions. Think of like a quarterback, right? When you're a quarterback, you go through your progressions, you go through your receivers, right? When they come in, the first thing my BDC is doing is they're answering all their new leads right away. After they get out of their new leads, they're answering anybody that's responded for the day from before. They're going into that bucket, responses. After the responses, they're going into all their working leads for the last 14 days, because those are the hottest ones. Mm-hmm. So they're going to fly through all their working ones, because their working leads have to read notes. They just have to call because they know they have no communication with them yet. So now they're flying through the phone process, because there's 3 critical time periods that you want your people actually to pick up the phone. You don't need them to dial the phone all day, because people work and they don't answer the phone all day, and they can communicate via text, which is what you're a master at already. But if I'm going to have my people pick up the phone, they're going to pick up the phone between 8:30 and about 10:30 in the morning, and pound the phone for an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'm going to have them pick up the phone again at around 11:30 and have them pound it to about 1:30. While people are on lunch. And then again, probably between 4:30 and 7:30, they're going to pound the phones. Those are the 3 critical times. During these other times, they're texting, they're emailing, they're doing the things that you don't really need to worry about if a phone picks up or not. Mm-hmm. So what you really want to do is you want to focus on getting people to work through a series of progressions. Forget the tasks. I want my fresh leads. I want all my responses. I want my working leads. After I do all my working leads for the past 14 days, I'm going to go into my customer engaged, because those are a case-by-case basis to where you can set yourself a reminder for a callback. You can set your own task and instead of have them set a task for you. That's the only thing tasks should be used for, is to remind yourself. You don't need the computer to remind you on something that you should be doing every day.
Right. I totally agree. So do you have to set this up in each CRM, the different CRMs? Or do you, like the dealer doesn't know any better. They say, hey, my tasks aren't getting handled. Are you able to program it or set it up so that it's not just giving you red indicators that you're not doing your task, or do you just ignore?
Absolutely. You can work with the CRM for like, Vince Solutions and eLeads, and I work with DriveCentric. DriveCentric's pretty easy to utilize, but even if you don't understand how to do it yourself, you can actually talk to one of their reps and you can explain what you want, and they're going to tell you how to set up the statuses. But the statuses are really even simple. I mean, I even had a bucket for 0 to 30. I have a bucket for email only, meaning there's leads that come in with just a name and an email with no phone number.
Right.
I still want to engage them, but I want to be able to find their information.
Yeah.
There's websites out there where you could just plug in people's names and emails and you could find their phone numbers.
Yeah.
But I need to have somebody that does that during an off time in the middle of the day. I have somebody specifically doing that.
Gotcha.
Pick up some incremental units.
So we're definitely going to have to. I know you're on travel. You don't want to travel right now, but when you're ready to travel, I would love to come pick you up in the DigiNinja Express and get you down here, and let's set up for the dealers that I'm doing BDC for.
Yeah.
Now I have the Digital BDC Academy, Anthony. Honestly, I'm sitting here just like brainstorming like crazy. You need to be on my academy because I don't sell it. Somebody just asked me how much is it, and I told them $99 for unlimited access. I use that to train my people on text message selling. Yeah. But when the content is there, when the entire system is perfected, we have the text message and the instant message and the chat perfected. It's worth a lot. But when I want it to be a digital BDC academy, so I need a BDC professor like yourself to drop some content on there.
Anytime and then you need, my brother.
Yeah, and then we can just give it. We can monetize it, but regardless, we need the product to be perfected first. And I wish I was just yelling for a couple of my BDC guys. I guess they're in the phone room in there, so I was wanting to get them on there. But make sure they go back and listen to it, Smith.
I can tell you, I give them. I'll give you one tip that you should give them definitely for when you're jumping on the phones. This is my biggest tip for anybody that's on the phone, even a salesperson. The thing that you want to do fast is use enthusiasm, and you want to identify yourself on the phone really, really fast. So if I'm in BDC, I'm going to say, hey, Billy, this is Anthony calling from ABC Motors about the internet request that you submitted on the 2020 Malibu. Great choice in vehicles. I just want to give you a heads up. I'm actually not a salesperson. I'm what you call a vehicle concierge. My job is to give you all the information that you requested online and ensure that your next car buying experience is fast, easy, and convenient. I need to paint the picture that I am not a salesperson, that I'm here to help you in the process. Because of COVID, we have to work by appointment only right now. And I'm here to set up that VIP experience by taking your information ahead of time and working around your schedule, sir.
Yeah.
You got to let them know why you're the best person to be talking to.